Where did you come from?
I came from Michigan.
Where in Michigan?
Well, I was born in Bay City.
Bay City?
Yeah.
Little town?
Mm-hmm.
Small town?
Little smelly town in northern Michigan.
Why do you say smelly town?
Because they had, it was like it was like New Jersey. There was a lot of chemical dumps there or something.
Yeah.
So
do you say little smelly town with some affection or with complete distaste?
No, no, I have great affection for Bay City. And then I grew up in Pontiac and other suburbs around Detroit. And then I moved to New York.
Can you figure that out? Why someone who is arguably, and I have seen this in print,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest star in the world today,
Mm-hmm.
came from Bay City, Michigan?
Well,
how is that possible?
James Dean came from some small town in Indiana. I mean, I don't think you got to come from a, big cosmopolitan city to be a
Obviously
big star.
don't. We could probably sit here and come up with a much longer list than
Yeah.
Madonna and James Dean.
Yeah.
And it interests me, too, that James Dean came from a little town in Indiana.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How does great talent...
I think a lot of it has to do with imagination and the great desire and need to get out of that small town kind of feeling and go somewhere and be somebody because you feel like you're missing something.
All those people, those kids grew up, go to
Mm-hmm.
the New York School for the Performing Arts. All of those kids who go to Los Angeles and they're child stars and they're talented.
Right.
They didn't get to be among the biggest entertainers in the world today, but this little girl grew up from Bay City, Michigan, and somehow
Well, they're not
did
as driven
it.
as I am.
Yeah.
Probably not as hungry as I was for it,
Do you know why you, of all the other kids in Bay City, Michigan, to my knowledge, hasn't produced anybody else? And presumably there were some hungry other people.
Well,
What made
Pontiac
you even more driven? Do you know?
I think coming from a big family, has something to do with it.
How big?
8 brothers and sisters and, wanting, that sort of competitiveness you have when there's a whole bunch of you and you want your parents' attention and you don't want the hand-me-down clothes, you know what I mean? You want to stand out, you want to be treated special and then also my mother dying. I think that had a lot to do with me saying, well, after I got over my heartache, saying, well, I'm going to be really strong then. Or if I can't have my mother, I'm going to take care of myself.